Not every title on the Astrocade is a high-octane space-shootin' mayhem type game with fire-breathing sound effects. Some are more laid back, like this game, Bally Pin. It's a pinball game that supports 1 to 4 players and has 2 different playfields. The tables are pretty basic, but still give you a decent amount of bumpers and targets to aim for. Like real pinball, there's various ways to score in Bally Pin, and while the layout of the items is different for each table, they all function the same. You got bumpers strewn across the wide playfield, kicker targets along the top of the table, which, in addition to giving you points directly, will also light up the corresponding bumper, which increases its point value. There's a spinner on the right side of the board, and across the upper area there's lots of what are ostensibly drop targets, but their blocky style, the way they're arranged, and the sheer number of them makes it feel more like somebody jury-rigged a game of Breakout into the pinball machine. Which is cool, actually. Nonetheless, you obviously score points for hitting them, and if you manage to clear them all, you get 1,000 bonus points, and all point values will now be doubled. After resetting the drop targets by hitting the ball through the spinner, you can clear them again, and points will be tripled. I'm not sure if you can get higher point multipliers than that, though. And this first board, the one you're watching now, has an alley on the left with its own drop targets that will give you a bonus when cleared. So that was a lot of talking about how the scoring works. The control setup in Bally Pin is really great due to the design of the controllers. You hold one in each hand and this gives you independent triggers for the left and right flippers. And the flippers, while small, actually do give you pretty accurate control over where the ball goes. It might take a little while to get used to aiming due to how tiny they are, but it seems like you can pretty much make any shot you want. The physics of the ball are actually pretty good as well, especially for a game of this age. But you will notice some odd things, like sometimes the ball slowly rolling down a ramp, pixel by pixel like it's on a staircase. And you can also do improbable things like balance the ball at the end of a flipper. I can do this all day. I wasn't initially a fan of Bally Pin, but it definitely grew on me. When I first tried it, I thought the control wasn't that great and the graphics were kinda goofy, so I set it aside for quite a long time. But when I went back and spent some real time with it, I realized I hadn't given it a chance. It just takes some practice to become proficient with the flippers. Flipper-ficient. And that in the end, it's a pretty fun and challenging game.